Hey folks, and welcome to our Age of Sigmar Battle Report. Today, I'm Luka from MiniWarGaming.com, trying out an Army of Renown again. I'm just kind of going through a bunch of them. Today, we play the Legion of the First Prince. It'll be 2,000 points. And my guest today is a returning face. It's Derrick, and he's playing his Daughters of Khaine with Morathi at the lead. So let's go take a look at these lists. Let's go take a look at our mission. And let's roll a crap ton of dice and play some Sigmar, I say.
We play and call it work.
MiniWarGaming's Age of Sigmar Battle Report.
The Legion of the First Prince. Now, I will say, I don't know if my brain is a little foggy today, but I kind of had a hard time figuring out how to build this list with regiments. We'll start with the first one, led by Be'lakor, who will be our general today, of course. He could bring a bunch of demons of the First Prince, or demons of the legions of the First Prince. So I brought 2 squads of Plague Bearers and a squad of Bloodletters here in his regiment. I put them in his regiment because I wasn't too sure where else they might go. And then again, I'm not very educated on the armies of Renown. Maybe they just kind of screw up how regiments build in general, but I'm trying to err on the side of caution here. Otherwise, not too much else to note there, other than I have a second regiment led by one of Be'lakor's champions who ascended to demonhood through apotheosis. We're going to give him wings today. He'll be devoted to corn, just because, I don't know, I got some corn in my list here today. And in his regiment, we have some of his former companions, the Varangard. 2 squads of Varangard here, and a squad of Chaos Furies to go along with them. With this Army of Renown, our Chaos Demon Prince will have the Dread Martial Heroic trait, which will just give bonuses to charge rolls for units nearby. On top of that, he's got the Black Ritual Dagger, which is the one artifact. It allows rerolls to casting rolls for wizards nearby at the cost of losing some health. And as for manifestations, I don't have a Doom Sigil painted up, and I'm not too sure if they can take other manifestations, just from the generic ones as an Army of Renown. I'm not too sure either way, and I figured I'd be casting the spells that Be'lakor has available to him anyway, so I didn't really care too much for manifestations in this list, methinks. Let's go take a look at Derrick's Daughters of Khaine.
Daughters of Khaine, that's the Scaff Coven, and I am leading with Morathi and the Shadow Queen with a reinforced unit of Blood Stalkers, a reinforced unit of Blood Sisters, and then 1 unit of Doomfire Warlocks. The second regiment is led by an Iron-Skinned Melusai with an Avatar Khaine and 2 Life-Taker Canary.
Easy, simple list, and you got the Daughters of Khaine manifestation with them as well.
Yep, the Snake in the Blades.
There are many people in our community that want to improve their physical health. I asked the question, do you want to have a fitness challenge, and do you want to have a miniature to go with it? And what the community has said is, yes, we want it, and this is the answer to that yes. It is the first Just Move miniature, now available in the MiniWarGaming Forge. By getting this mini, you're making a commitment to yourself that you will just move more. Place this on your hobby shelf when you're painting up miniatures, and when you look up at it, triggers that thought to just move. The movement has started. It is fantastic. We're moving in this direction. We're assembling the Berserkers. Join in the collection of skulls. Now back to the battle report.
Today's battle plan is close to the chest. We have 6 objectives on the board. All 3 of them are going to be partially and wholly within each player's territory, as you can see here. And our deployment zones are, I don't know, they're like L's. It's like Tetris. I don't really know what I'd call this. It's just a different deployment zone. It's neat, right? Now, the goal is to pick a primary objective in your deployment zone for your opponent to strive towards and get extra victory points. The way scoring will work is 1 for 1 objective, 1 for 2 objectives, and then 2 if you have more than your opponent at the end of your turn. Now, you'll gain 2 additional points if you control the primary objective that the opponent nominated at the start of your player turn. And of course, 4 for your battle tactic, for a total potential of 10, which is standard. Underdog bonus on this one is that if your opponent picks an objective and you're the underdog, On a d6 roll of a 5, your opponent must pick a different primary objective. That is a huge underdog bonus that can completely change the pacing of this game. Just a quick look at the board and a shout out to the terrain companies we have present here before we dirty it up with our models. We got printable scenery here for the elven ruins and some of the trees. The battle mat is from Urban Mat, and then some of the smaller pieces here, the scattered terrain I have for some of the obstacles, are from Death Ray Designs. We have a lot of available kits from there. I just wanted to give a shout out to some of them there. We're going to roll off now to see who's going to deploy where, why, and how, and then we're going to get to our game. We are deployed. So for my 2 regiments, Derrick went first, by the way, but my regiments, I got Plague Bearers near Bellicor for the bodyguard rule you get with the Legion of the First Prince. Then Plague Bearers and Bloodletters that are going to just push that direction. And then that way Bellicor can kind of shift that way and have more bodyguard stuff. Whereas the Demon Prince and his regiment are just behind this large place of power here, providing some protection against range attacks per chance. I was debating on deploying them off to the side to get the flanks with them. But I think I might use them for like a late game, like nuisance kind of unit. That's what Furies are supposed to be for. That and flying around and getting objectives really quickly. And then what do we got on your side, Derrick? Where'd you deploy stuff?
Okay, I have the Shadow Queen taking out over one flank by herself.
All on her own.
Morathi behind the place of power. Leading the ranks is the reinforced Blood Sisters. Bloodstalkers are right behind them. And then I got the Avatar and the Doomfire Warlocks ready to go by the flank.
Right behind the obscuring piece of terrain. Now for this one, we have obscuring terrain off to the left, 2 large places of power, obstacle in the back, and then just small pieces of obscuring terrain there and there. We're about ready to start. We're both at 4 command points. Neither one of us are 50 points down. Do you know who you want to go first? Me? All right, well, it'll be Bellicor turn 1, I guess, and his legions as I figure out the rules. But it's not that complicated. At the start of my turn, Derrick has to pick one of these 3 objectives to be the primary. Well, let me double check, actually. No. I was just double checking to make sure it wasn't weirdly wholly within, leaving it only 2 options. It is any of the objectives within, which I figured was the case anyways. Derrick is going to pick that objective over there. That is going to be worth 2 additional victory points to me if I can wrestle control of it. I'll be honest, that's not going to happen. So we're going to just be nice and slow at first. We're going to be pushing out on our turn, but I got to pick a battle tactic to actually go for. And sorry, we forgot to go over the honor guard rules, or what we picked. Sorry, I'm going to go bodyguard. It just feels fitting for the Plague Bearers and Bellicor here. So minus attacks and nonsense, as long as, well, several things line up, but as long as they're near him and they're all wholly within range of each other, makes them a little bit safer.
I'm choosing priority target with my Blood Sisters.
Stabby Snakes.
Stabby Snakes against Bellicor and his
guard. Honor guard, yeah. So as long as you're close to them, which you will be in melee, you get +1 hit and wound them. Yep. These 2 targets here. Okay, I am going to go with Seize the Center as my battle tactic of choice. I got to get 2 units within combat or within 3 of this point right here. I guess I don't really have to mark. It's between these 2 objectives, right in the middle line. And not be in combat, so it should be relatively easy. Though technically Derrick does have some counterplay there. It'll cost a lot of command points, but we'll see if we get there. In the hero phase, we have to bestow favor. That is one of the Legion of the First Prince's battle traits. You pick a demon unit. Well, you pick a unit, they get +5 to their control score. And then if you pick a demon unit, they get +1 to their save. If you pick a non-demon unit, they gain a ward save. In this case, I'm going to pick these Plague Bearers. They're going to get a bonus to their saving throw because we're going to put them out front. Is what the plan is. And then we shall cast some spells. Bellicor is wizard level 2. We are going to use, obviously, the spell lore from the Legion of the First Prince. We're going to shroud this unit of Plague Bearers in darkness. This is cast on a 7, and Morathi is in range to stop it. We roll a 10. Oh, sorry, I was going to draw on the place of power as well. I forgot to mention that earlier. On a 2-up, we're okay. So we get to add 1 to that roll. We got an 11 on the cast. And Morathi does you get bonuses to dispelling?
No.
Just casting? Okay. So, Boxcar? How about a 4? We will target our Plague Bearers with this. What this means is they get to move d6 inches. Bloop, they move 2. And then they can only be targeted by enemy abilities if they're within 12 inches of the Plague Bearers. Sorry, it's not targeted by abilities. They're not visible unless they're within 12, as they're shrouded in darkness, and they'll move their 2 inches up. Now, he is Wizard level 2. His own built-in spell is not in range, and then the other spell, Dark Cantrip, is not going to be effective either. I don't really want to cast anything else. I don't have a manifestation I wanted to bring today, so we're not going to worry about casting any more spells. And we're going to pass our hero phase there. We're going to move these guys there too, and then we'll see if Derrick wants to do anything with my hero phase. And Derrick does want to go for the play to try to interrupt my battle tactic, and to do so, he was going to draw in the place of power. We just forgot to roll it earlier on a 2-up. You're okay. Morathi is A-okay. That'll give her +1 to casting rolls for this turn, because she plans on casting Steed of Shadows for 1 command point with Magical Intervention. Hoo-yah! Yeah, you got it with force. So she's actually got +2 right now because it's Morathi Khaine. I can't even stop that with Be'lakor. So you're going to choose this unit who can run and charge.
Yep.
So they can redeploy and declare a countercharge this turn, which is scary. Something for me to consider, especially if I'm going to go for Seize the Center, because they can easily get in there. But that means they'll be in combat and suffering combat stuff. So that could be kind of scary. But it will deny me 4 points on that nonsense. That'll be for the hero phase. We're going to go to my movement phase. We're going to move both of these units towards this objective first. They're both going to declare runs. Rolling on 2 on both their moves, so the Plague Bearers kind of getting stuck behind the Bloodletters, but rolling enough to get on the objective or get within combat of it. Then I got to figure out what I want to commit. I need 2 units here, so obviously the Plague Bearers are going to be one relatively easy unit to get there, and I think we're going to put... well, I'll have to think about it. We're going to run the Plague Bearers. They move an additional 1. They go 5 entire inches. We marked out where the middle is. The Plague Bearers, they actually needed to roll at least a 1 on their run roll, but they got there. Be'lakor just flew right over on top of it. And then I am going to have my Chaos Furies fly onto this objective just to get some control on it for later. And we're not going to worry about too much more. Our Vanguard and Demon Prince are simply just going to move around this area and put up pressure on that side. And then both the Vanguard ran, front squad rolled a 2, they rolled a 6, but I wanted them to stay on the objective. The Demon Prince isn't moving yet. I didn't have any grand... you know what? I'm not worried about it. The Demon Prince will move to here. Why not? Let's be aggressive-ish with things. We're playing Slaves of Darkness. Let's be aggressive. That's it for moving on me. Did you want to redeploy the snakes? The Blood Sisters?
Yes, I will.
Also, you'll go down to 2. This counts as a run, but they can do charge abilities even though they ran this turn. 3! Come on in. My battle tactic is probably gone, but I will at least get to fight turn 1. That is them in their final position, moving 3. We'll go to my shooting phase, which I don't have any shooting. Not a single shooting thing in my list, I think. And you don't really want to cover fire because you need the 2 for counter charge. So we're going to go right to my charge phase, where if I charge with Be'lakor, I'll fail my tactic. And so I'm not going to. I'm just going to pass my charge phase. We go right to your counter charge. I said, by the way, in the beginning of off camera, I said, when I picked my battle tactic, I said, Derrick, you could technically stop this, but it'll cost all 4 of your command points and some rolling. And he says, yes, we're going to do that. I'm like, okay. So what do you need?
I need a 9.
Even with the 3-inch?
Yep, I tested, basically, an 8.
Okay, an 8 it is then.
Yeah.
Do you get any bonuses to their charge rolls?
Because she's in there, I get to reroll for free.
Oh, there you go. All right. And then you get the devotion. Is that +1 to run or +1 to charge?
First one is +1 to run.
Ooh, okay, fair. Then charges later. Well, let's see the roll then.
Yep.
8. Oh.
7. But I get a free reroll.
Oh, true. By all means. 8. Hey! Very good. And that reroll is from the Wrath of the Scathborn rule. It's a passive holy within 12 aura. That type of unit gets to reroll charge rolls. It's like the mutated elves.
Yeah, I think that's how it would work.
Yeah, charging there, staying outside of combat of the Plague Bearers. And that's your counter charge. So we go to fight phase abilities. Oh, and we should point out that because of your battle formation, which I don't know if we talked about, you're the Scathborn. Whenever they roll an 8+ on charge rolls, a modified 8+ on charge rolls, they gain fights first. So we'll have to resolve that. But I have to double check to see if I have any relevant command abilities I want to do. Nothing relevant on my end. Bellicor has a combat phase ability in the enemy hero phase, or sorry, enemy combat phase, and their Scathborn ability is just a passive. So we go right to fighting, and they have fights first. So we're going to resolve the stabby ladies first. They pile in, and they're going to obviously Bellicor up and around. They're all in range to attack. And yeah, well, I don't have to use all of defense here because he's got Shadow Form. He has a 4-up save that can't be modified. And he does have his bodyguard nearby. Now, because they did charge, and I do have my Honor Guard bodyguard here, they are -1 attack. They're in combat with my general. This unit didn't charge this turn, and they're wholly within 6 of my general. A lot of things for it to work out, but it's kind of nice. Let's see what they got here.
I feel like you tricked me.
I did. I'm Bellicor, the Dark Master.
Oh, that was a 6.
Oh, nice. Oh, they do crits to mortal, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Well, that'll help circumvent Shadow Form. And moving on.
4s.
Boop. Well,
just 2 mortals.
Oh, you know what? I don't think reducing your attacks mattered too much there. Now, for this next attack, we forgot that this unit was a priority target honor guard while it attacks Bellicor, so they get a plus hit and plus wound modifier. We correct this later in the game. Don't worry, we do end up catching it. We got the 4-up ward because he is near a unit of demons. He passes 1. He himself takes 3, and the plague bears take 1 that they cannot. Every ward he passes, because he's got demons nearby, the damage must be allocated to the demon, and they cannot use a ward save to negate it. And then these 3 obviously go on him. 1 damage for the plague bears, 3 for the Dark Master, and then the Dark Master will attack back. He will try to cleave through the Scathborn with the Blade of Shadows. Crits wound, not mortals, but they just wound. And these all hit, and they wound on that. So we have 5 wounds at -2. It will be 10 damage because they don't have much of a save. Then he gets 2 attacks with his wings. Just, all right, done, resolved. You have your ward save of 6 up. That saves the life of 1 of them. Are they 3 wounds each?
2 wounds each.
They're 2 wounds, so I kill 1, 2, 3. And there's a wound on the unit.
Yep.
So 3 will go down. And then there's a wound on the unit. Now, obviously, a sacrifice for them. They got some damage on the Dark Master going in, but more importantly, they scuffed my battle tactic. Boo! So we're done the turn. I have 1 objective. I got 1 point for 1 objective, 2 points for 2 objectives. I do have more than you technically because you have no one on that objective. So I'll get 6 points, but I don't get my or it might be 4 points. Let me double check that. But I also don't get my battle tactic. It is indeed only 4 points. 1 for 1, 1 for 2, and 2 for more than your opponent. The extra 2 would be from taking that primary objective that Derrick put in the heart of his deployment zone, in the heart of his army. I'm not going for that one. And by the way, I'm player 1 on the left. I still have 4 command points left. And to deny me those 4 points, it costs you all your command points, but it could be worth it. And we'll see as the game plays out. All right, Derrick, what's the plan? What's the battle tactic of choice today?
Slay the Tyrant. Let's try to take out Bellicor. Turn 1.
Turn 1, go for the Bellicor kill with his bodyguard nearby and the extra ward and nasty Bellicor nonsense. Understood. Gotcha. So let's go figure out your hero phase then. Sorry, did you want to draw on the place of power?
Yes, I do.
I think Bellicor is going to as well, but we have to resolve yours first.
Okay.
Not that it matters too much. You're good. You're good. Yeah, I'm going to magically intervene, so I will do it on Bellicor. 2+. Don't hurt me, Tower. Thank you, Tower. It's plus. Only bonuses of casting, so it'll help counteract the, what's it called? Magical Intervention. Divine Magical Intervention? Yeah. I was just double checking to make sure I can use the place of power while engaged with an enemy. Something about fighting for his life and then drawing on the magical energies of a place of power at the same time feels a little difficult to do, but it is Bellicor, the Dark Master. Anyways, we're going to figure out some spells from Khaine over here.
Okay, first one is Steed of Shadows on the Iron Scale.
Right in charge.
I need a 3.
Oh, because you get a +2 to this.
Yeah.
So you roll a 9. Bellicor is going to... Are you level 3 wizard?
Yeah, I am.
You can have this one. I'll try and stop the other ones, I guess. Mind Razor on the same target. That's an 11. Well, I guess you can have that one too. Okay. That's a really high roll. We're going to try a Manifestation as the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an 8 after all the modifiers. I will try and stop that with Bellicor.
Yeah.
I do. I roll a 10.
Oh,
I got lucky. And then we still have one more level of wizardry on our Dark Rider, or not Dark Riders, Doomfire Warlocks.
Yep, I'm going to do the State of Shadows on the Avatar because it is an unlimited.
It is unlimited. Let's see what you get. They don't get any bonuses, I assume? All right. Let's have the Dark Master. Well, that's good enough. That's the bare minimum for that spell. Let's see if the Dark Master can roll a 6. No, he doesn't. There you go. So you can run and charge, and then this one has Mind Razor, but it does more. It's more effective when it charges.
Yeah.
I forgot I was supposed to mark a primary objective. I will, of course, go and mark this one over here as well, just for the turn. I get to do hero phase things. I will use one of my 4 command points on magical intervention. We are going to enfeeble the, not the Melusai, but the Blood Sisters in combat with Be'lakor. I need a 7 on the dice. I get +1 and -1. We fail to cast it. It would have actually taken away their crit to mortal ability, which is very strong to get rid of. And it also reduces their hit rolls or wound rolls by 1. But that is not it. Be'lakor has a rule called the Dark Master. You pick an enemy unit on the table within line of sight of Be'lakor, and they're affected by this ability until the start of my next turn. We're going to pick the Shadow Queen as the target of this. Anytime the Shadow Queen goes to use an ability, moving, shooting, charging, any abilities on their War Scroll, any command abilities, Derrick has to roll a die. On a roll of a 3+, the ability fails to work. Only on 1s or 2s do the abilities work. Or do maybe I roll the die. It doesn't matter who rolls the die. On a 3-up, the ability does not function. I technically roll the die to see if it works. So that's why it's a 3-up, I guess. So we'll mark that, and that's until my next turn as well. So if you decide to try and take a double turn on me, well, that will come into play even more. I do want to point out, I have the Ritual Dagger for Be'lakor to reroll his casting rolls. I think I'll do it. I just forgot about it earlier. So when he went to go cast Enfeebling Foe, this guy can take a damage to allow Be'lakor to reroll it, which I'll do. I got an 8 this time. You can stop it with Morathi Kane, because it doesn't take away from your wizard level or anything. So I got an 8 on the dice, and you get a 10. Ooh, okay, so you got a free damage point on me here. It's his artifact, the Black Ritual Dagger. It's a reaction to a wizard wholly within 12 failing to cast a spell. This guy could take a damage to allow this guy to reroll it. I'm going to roll a ward save just in case. No, okay. Sometimes I forget if, like, this one specifically says they can't take a ward save, so I assume that guy gets a ward save. And if I rolled a successful ward save, I can go look it up and figure it out, but I failed, so it doesn't matter. Okay, I will call that a very successful your hero phase. Wait a second. You know what? That was all your hero phase. That's how that works. So we go to your movement phase. Your movement phase, Derrick. What's the plan?
I'm going to run the Avatar onto this, and then move these guys through the end screen off the middle.
Oh, they want that road bump. Speed bumped out those guys, eh?
Yeah. Charge up here. Keep these ladies safe.
And then at the very end.
And see what it can do. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, we'll show you where these two are going to send up then. They're going to that away.
Yeah.
So the Avatar ends up moving here. The Doomfire Warlocks provide a speed bump to the heart of your army over here. The Iron Scale rolled a 1 on a run roll, but because of the, you get +1 of that roll because of Battle Round 1, being Daughters of Khaine, that's their thing. Do you want to move Morathi Kane, or is she happy just hanging out near the place of power?
She's kind of happy hanging out at the place of power.
So we're going to see if the Shadow Queen can move. We're going to choose to use a move ability on the Shadow Queen, and Be'lakor, the Dark Master, says, nay, 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 you stay right there. That's so strong. That's only once per game, though, obviously, but that ability is more powerful based on how nasty the enemy unit is, right? If you didn't have the big 700 piece point here, this would be a little less effective. That'll bring us to shooting phase because I don't have any ambitions on redeploying anything. So where do you want to start? The Bloodstalkers or the Doomfires?
Doomfires first.
Oh, they actually get the hand bows, the repeater hand bows that the Dark Riders get in the kit, which is kind of cool.
Yep. 11 shots, hitting it on 3s, winning on 4s, no rend.
You know what? That's perfect for you. That's exactly what you want. Be'lakor doesn't suffer rend. This is the most, one of the more efficient weapons to fire at him, actually. Only 2 misses. 4s to wound.
4s.
I see 3. Dark Master's all shadowy. We take no damage. And then we have Bow Snakes. Oh, the Iron Scale.
Yep. 2.
We did run her this turn, but we can fire the Blood Sisters way in the back, or the Stalkers, I mean.
Yep.
Blood Sisters, Stalkers shooting many shots.
Yep.
3 attacks per model. Crazy. And crit to wound as well. So 6 is automatically wound. Actually, 5 is automatically wound because they stood still. That is a shooting phase ability. They have Heartseekers. If they do not move, or if they don't use move abilities, they crit on 5s. So lots of wounds on the Dark Master right there. And the wounds on 4. Just a few more in the pool. 17 wounding hits on the Dark Master with his 4-up save. So he passes these because of his shadow form. And then these are 4-up ward saves because the Plague Bear is nearby. So the Plague Bears suffer 5 wounds, and then Be'lakor takes 3. Should kill off 3 Plague Bears because there's a wound on the unit. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to lose 1, 2, 3. I put the champion off to the side there so I don't lose him. Then the Dark Master takes 3 more wounds. He's only got 14, so he is down to 8 remaining. I will conclude shooting. We can go to your charge from the Maluse Iron Scale.
Let's go.
Yeah. 5 is good enough. It will drag Plague Bears in, but you don't mind that.
I don't.
So we get that Iron Scale in there. Very good. That's going to be our one and only charge. We have your combat phase ability. Would you roll the 5 so she doesn't get striked first? But
No.
you get to fight first with something anyways. Yeah. Do you have any non-fighting combat phase abilities you want to ping off here, or you're good?
I got a reaction after I declare a fight ability.
Okay, if she fights, the other guys fight right away?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's actually pretty good. You're going to be able to fight with all your stuff first, because she has that like typical like foot commander. If she fights, they fight immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
I do have an ability on Be'lakor to use. It shouldn't mess with you too much. I think it's only for me. Be'lakor has access to strikes first, though. Now, it's only Slaves to Darkness units, so I don't think it affects them because they're Legion of the First Prince. But Be'lakor is Slaves to Darkness. So he can pick himself and 2 other units to beat them technically, but they don't care if they're fighting first. So on a 4+, he gains strikes first because it was a deadly trap he laid out. He's all about nefarious, nasty tricks and everything, but not right now, not yet. Maybe later. So we're going to go first with the Iron Scale, who has Mind Razor active, and then her ability will immediately let the Blood Sisters attack afterwards. Yeah. The rend on Mind Razor won't matter against Be'lakor, but the extra damage for charging definitely will. Now she's 1 less attack because of my Honor Guard nearby, so it's 5 attacks instead of 6. What are you hitting on?
I am hitting on a 3 and wounding on a 4.
All right, 3s to hit.
More crits.
Crit to mortal, sounds good. Don't roll 6s, be a homie. No. Hey, you're a homie! 6s, thank you. You said 4s to wound?
4s to wound.
Let's see what you got. Good start, 3 of them. Shadow form stops, only 1. And they're, how much damage are they normally?
2.
So 3, eh? So that's 6 damage, which I am going to ward. The Plague Bears take 2, and the Dark Master takes 4. I can afford to lose this Plague Bear now. And unfortunately, Be'lakor is at 10 out of 14 wounds suffered, and that immediately makes the Blood Sisters attack. However, they are all 1 less attack as well.
Yeah.
He only has 4 wounds left. Let's see what you got. Boom. 6 are wounds. Are they crit to mortal or crit to wound?
Crit to mortal.
Crit to mortal on them, that's right. And then these are, you only have 2, oh, they hit on 3s probably. There's a 3 in there.
Okay.
And then they wound on 4s, I think.
4s, yeah.
Yep. Let's see what they got. Aye. Oh, if they, you know what, they made the Bloodstalkers. They used to be crit to mortal back in last edition.
Yeah.
So 4 damage in the pool, and then 1 save. Here's my Shadow form, which we pass. And then there's 4 wounds on Be'lakor, but the Plague Bears eat them on 4s. So the Plague Bears take 3 damage, and Be'lakor takes 1. Be'lakor has 3 remaining wounds, and there's a dead Plague Bearer in there. And then a wound on the unit as well. Plague Bearer bodyguard thing's working out quite nice. Well, it doesn't have to be Plague Bears. I just chose them because they're a cheaper unit to do it with. There's more expensive units, but Plague Bears always feel like a nice tanky unit. Be'lakor's sitting pretty at 3 wounds left, but unfortunately, we can correct this, so it's not that unfortunate, but it does bring up a little bit more drama. These guys are an honor guard, and their priority target is obviously Be'lakor and my honor guard. So they would have had +1 to hit and wound on the first turn when they countercharged into me, and on this turn here. Funny enough, they had 3 2s to hit, which would have been hits, and a single 3 to wound, which would have been a wound on my turn. And then on your turn, they had 3 2s and 1 3 that would have been a wound. So I think we're good to do this. So for the last turn, roll me 3 more wound rolls at 3 up. Okay, so I have to make 4 more saves on Be'lakor. This would have been on my turn. And then these are shadow saves. So we take 1 damage on Be'lakor. He has 2 wounds left. And we have to resolve it again for this turn. So nothing has changed so far. Luckily, the game state is the exact same, and now we're just going to see if you finish him with the rest of their attacks. So 3 more additional wound roll, potential wounds. 2 more. I have to make 3 more saves on the Dark Master. He passes 2, and that means he's going to live. But does he pass it off to a Plague Bearer? He doesn't. He takes it. All right, I'm a fool. Derrick literally rolled a 3 as +1 a wound. I have 1 more save to make. Okay, we're good. He's 1 wound left. Oh my god. Okay, fixed. But that's because they get +1 hit and wound.
Okay.
And 1 more tiny correction. Those saves I failed were 2 damage each. I keep thinking they're 1 damage each. Blood Sisters are amazing at 2 damage each. So he failed the first save, which then he took a damage, which means I have to take 1 more ward for him. 4 up. Okay, so that means that's a damage on a Plague Bearer. We're going to lose our... we're about to pile in, so we can fix this technically. And that would have been all on this turn effectively. So let's lose this guy randomly, I suppose. And then I unfortunately failed on the second volley, so everything is still good. That last fail I did that did 1 damage to Be'lakor is technically a 2 damage attack. And I'm sorry if this is confusing and convoluted. I probably could have made this a little bit cleaner. I have 1 last ward save to make. Because it was 2 damage, on a 4-up, it goes to a Plague Bearer. That's no longer there. Or on a 1, 2, 3, Be'lakor is dead. Be'lakor lives. All right, cool. So we have a damage on the Plague Bearer as they get eaten up. Be'lakor is at 1 wound left. They're at 4 models left with 1 wound. They have eaten up 11 damage for the Dark Master. It should be game state fixed. Be'lakor at 1 wound. These guys at 4 models left with a wound on them. Hopefully everything is good there, and we get to keep playing with Be'lakor. I get to fight now. We're going to have these guys pile in and a strike at the Iron Scale. We're just going to get them coherent again here. Yeah, all these bonuses I put on them didn't really matter. I just used them as like a blade of wounds. These are attacking the Iron Scale, 4 is to hit. These are crit to mortal, and 3 to wound. Just 2 more wounds on her. Got a ward save. 2 6-ups. She takes 1 damage. We're going to put all of our attacks into the Bloodstalkers here, or Blood Sisters. Now, the Blade of Shadows is reduced down to 6 attacks because he's only got 1 wound left. 3's to hit. Woo! I think it's crit to wound. And 3's to wound. Whee! So 4 wounds, just 8 damage on them. But first, before your ward, I have my 2 wing attacks. Hitting on 2s. I don't think they do anything. Well, only if they charge. And 2 additional wounds that go right through for 4 more damage. So that's a combined total of 12 damage on Blood Sisters, which they have a ward against.
Yep.
And every 2 fails is a dead sister, but I think there's a wound on the unit, so every 2.5. Let's see what we get. So 2 passes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.5 die. 5 full sisters go down, but it's not enough to free Be'lakor from this position he finds himself in, which is 1 wound and not healthy. Not healthy at all. Gonna keep those guys there. Wound on them still, and that's kind of it for the turn, I think. Huh. I had 3 command points. I probably should have at least attempted to countercharge. He always gives a +1 to charge or over here. I just thought I might need my command points. I figured I'd all out attack. I don't know. Didn't really think about it too much. But for scoring, what was your battle tactic to...
I had to kill him.
Oh, off by... Well, so we both don't get our battle tactic. You're going to be on... Actually, you were supposed to stay... This guy. Sorry, I'm going to cheat a little bit for us all here. We'll do this. There we go. It's all the same. You get that. You're on... Actually, no, you already had the sticky. What am I talking about?
I had it sticky.
Sticky objectives. All fixed.
Yeah.
So you get 1 for 1, 1 for 2, but not 1 for more. You actually only got 2 points this turn.
Yeah.
Because we both have 3 objectives. And neither one of us got our battle tactic on the first turn. Thank you for going for 2 daring plays to scuff both of our battle tactics here. But if you kill Be'lakor, you probably won the game. Maybe,
No.
because we got this coming in here, and she's still currently locked down, but there's still quite a bit of game to play. Anyways, you're the underdog going into the second battle round. We're going to roll off. I got a 1. You got a 3. If you decide to take it, you could surely kill Be'lakor, but that'll be 1 more turn where you're locked down, because I haven't had a turn yet, and also other things. After much deliberation, there's a lot of things to consider here. You want to take the priority here.
I don't know if it's right. So, yes, I do.
Perfect. So the implications there are you don't get a battle tactic this turn. I'll be forever the underdog unless I try to take the initiative or the priority back in my favor. And the Shadow Queen will still be under the effects of the Dark Master because I have not had a turn yet, which means she is most likely locked over there again. She might be able to sneak off a move, but it's not that risky because if she fails, whatever. If she passes, she's free to move. Yeah. So we're going to go turn 2 for the Daughters of Khaine, assuredly taking out the Dark Master here. But, I mean, that's the risk I took, going first, putting him out in the middle with a bodyguard unit. He has eaten up a lot of damage and dealt out quite a bit of damage himself, so I'm actually pretty happy with the outcome here. And then when he eventually goes down, I'll have to do a lot of heavy lifting with the Demon Prince and the 2 Vanguard units, whereas the rest are just going to play whatever, score whatever they can the game. No battle tactic. Would you like to draw on the Place of Power?
I would.
I am not going to with Be'lakor because I'm too afraid of him dying.
Yep.
So you get +1 to your casting. Gonna cast Blade Wind. We need a 4 on the dice. Hiya! Oh, with force. All right, I'm not gonna stop that.
Okay.
We are going to set up Blade Wind on the objective, more than 9 away from my pieces, and Morathi Kane's second spell.
Blood Rack.
All right, Blood Rack.
I need, again, same
roll, yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, well, that's a pretty fancy roll you got there yourself. For the other manifestation, I would need... I can't even stop that. You get +2 to that. That's 14 or 13. Snake! Snake! Snake's scary. All right. And then she is a level 3 wizard if you want to cast anything else. If there is anything else to cast.
They're going to cast Doomfire onto...
The Vanguard?
Vanguard.
All right, we'll see what you get. No bonuses, just straight honest rolling. We're playing Warhammer now. Nope. Ooh, that's a miscast.
Oh, no.
I think they suffer D3 mortal damage. You roll it and I'll double check. It's been a while since I've seen a miscast.
2.
You have your ward. Ooh, and
Nope.
they're 3 wounds, so just 2 wounds on the unit.
Yeah.
1 more and they're dead. That should be it for your casting. I will definitely try to cast something with Be'lakor here. I forgot to give you guys an update of the score. I'm at 4, Derrick's at 2 currently as we're in the second turn. I am forever the underdog, which reminds me, as I go to do magical intervention, Derrick is supposed to pick, no, I'm supposed to pick an objective for Derrick to go for. That hasn't changed. That's right there. But when Derrick goes to pick an objective for me on my upcoming turn, on a 5 or more, he has to pick another one because I'm the underdog. Oh, Shroud of Darkness would be such a killer spell to cast on him. He can't be targeted within 12, so he can't be shot at that easily. You have to move a little bit closer, but he can't be in combat. So I think Enfeebling Foe isn't going to help me too much. I will go for his Dark Cantrip. -1 of my cast roll. I fail it on a 5. The Ritual Dagger. I'll allocate a damage to the Demon Prince. He does not ward it, and then I get to re-roll this. I need a 7 on the dice. Ooh, a 10. My 9 is my total. You need a 10 on Morathi to stop it. And you get? No. So Dark Cantrip's a cool one. I pick 3 enemy units with an 18. He utters some blasphemous nonsense, and each of those units takes a mortal wound. So we'll go Blood Sisters, we'll go Doomfire Warlocks, and then we'll go Iron Scale. Why not? So they all have a 6 up ward save.
Okay.
So we'll go Iron Scale first. Takes the damage. The Blood Sisters lose a model. And then we have the Doomfires. Also lose a model. There we go. Finishing off a few models here. Here comes the Avatar of Khaine.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta put a damage point on my guy. I won't forget that.
Just there?
I swear I'm not trying to cheat. Sometimes my brain is dumb. Look at that. The Blood Stalkers creep ever closer.
Yeah.
Creepy stalkers. Just getting closer. Does the Morathi Khaine want to move a little bit closer?
Yeah.
And then, would you like to use a move ability on the Shadow Queen?
I'll try.
On a 3-up, you cannot. Oh, you can move! No! She's free to do a normal move. Scooting up the board, ready to threat other things, and we can go to... I'm not going to do any redeploys or anything, so we can go right to your shooting. I'm going to go ahead and try to do the Gaze of the Shadow Queen. It's an ability, it's a shoot ability, so she cannot do it.
Fair enough.
Just to get that out of the way. And then we have other, more impactful shooting to do.
Yeah. I'm going to shoot Torrent of Blood, 6 attacks into the Demon Prince.
All right, bring it on. I am not going to do anything.
3s and 3s.
8 wounds left on him. Oosh. All right, that's average. Is there any... Yeah, you didn't roll any 6. It doesn't matter. 3s to wound.
Yeah.
With a rend of... Oh, wow. One
Just
wounding
one.
hit. All right. Well, I got a 4-up save after the rend. Nope, that one isn't going to cut it. Is that D3? 1 damage?
1 damage.
1 damage. We do have a 6-up board save. He is a Demon Prince. He takes his 1. There you go. He suffered 3 of 10.
No rend.
No rend. We're going to go ahead and fire the repeater crossbows into the Dark Master. Whoosh. What are we hitting on, 4s?
3s,
All 3s.
unless there's a minus.
No minuses. Nothing. Not against him. Not with shooting.
No, 4s.
4s to wound. Ooh, not a bad one. That's 3.
3.
These are the attacks I hate in the shadow form. 4s. Oh, you hit his shadow. And we're left with, oh, she's got the little, can you do, it's not shoots in combat, is it?
Shana shoots in combat.
So we're left with our blood stalkers.
I don't.
We're going to put all 31 shots into the Dark Master to make sure he goes down. The fact that he's going to go down, I'd likely just pull him here, but it's always kind of fun to roll out the dramatic ones, absolutely. And he's absorbed quite a bit of damage, and I think he's done his job. And we're going to leave all the rest of the heavy lifting up to these guys to see what they're capable of.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. What are these hitting on, 3s?
3s.
And 6s are crit to wound because they moved this turn. 5 automatic wounds, and these are 4s to follow up. Yep. Well, if it isn't a bucket of wounds. 14 shadow saves. You know what? Not so bad. Not so bad. Well, we have 5 wounds allocated to the Dark Master. If I can roll 5 4-ups, I'll count myself very lucky. I'll do these one at a time for dramatic effect. Ooh, let me double check if I have to do it one at a time. I think I must do this one at a time because that's a wound on them now. And I might not want to even do these because I might just let him die and keep them alive. Yeah, it's one at a time technically just to do it properly. I'll do this. Try and keep the Dark Master alive. I guess I'll go for it. If I roll a single fail here, then... Okay, so he's dead. So we take a wound, we lose the Plague Bear, we lose the Dark Master. I'm not going to bother rolling those ones. But we tried, we tried. So you'll go down, and then so does Be'lakor. But not after a lot of struggle. It's actually a good thing you put all 31 shots into him. It turns out he was a little more durable than I thought. The only downside, we do lose a few of the army rules, being the main one, demonic reinforcements are no longer available by sacrificing Be'lakor. Well, it was a risk. I think it would be worth taking. Where do you want to start charging? I have no shooting myself to do.
Okay.
Do you want to start with the shadow?
Yeah, sure.
Can she charge?
Now, is it still active even though he's...
It is until my next turn, yeah. So she cannot declare... Well, she can declare a charge, but it automatically fails. Well, you can't do it.
Yeah,
Once something happens, it can't work. Yeah. Where would you like to try to charge?
Charge into your Plague Bearers.
Oh, yeah, bring it back in. There's only one left.
Yeah.
Pew! Yep, welcome.
And fight.
That's true. Fights first. You rolled a high. Yeah, over A+. Do you want to try and charge in with the Avatar?
I do, and we'll figure out who I want to charge next, right?
Yeah. And is it 8?
Yeah,
Is it only for the mutated elves that get it? Okay, so he doesn't get fight first.
He does not get.
That works. It's enough to charge over there, which will be outside of 3 of the Varanguards. We got an honor duel between the Avatar of Khaine and a Demon Prince of Chaos.
Yeah.
Though I suppose I could just countercharge, so I'll probably do that.
Yeah.
Unless you don't want me to countercharge, because I get bonuses when I charge. It's up to you, really. But I guess it makes me use command points, so it's not that bad.
No, it's up to you, dude. You can countercharge if you want.
Yeah. You have no other charges to do, so
No.
I will go ahead and declare a countercharge with the Varanguard out front. Yeah! They get +1 to their charge rolls because of him, so we go 5. Just countercharging in there, nothing too fancy, not a really fancy roll. I would have liked to go for the Doomfire Warlocks, but this is the fate we find ourselves in. You have fights first on that lady there. I have the Demon Prince has a rule. I think it's just called Champion of Chaos. Every fight phase on a 4, he gets fights first. No, I'm not hitting my fights first. I will use Relentless Killers on them in this combat phase. That means they get to fight twice this turn, but the second one is with strikes last. I just want to try and make sure I'm not stuck in combat with him by the end of this. We have your fights first to resolve here.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's like the order of it's not nice because you would have liked her to go.
Yeah.
We technically realize that when she fights, they get an extra attack when you reactive fight with them afterwards, which probably would have killed Be'lakor a turn earlier, which means those guys could have shot somewhere else, then cascading into more progress. But I couldn't fix that one.
Okay. First things first, though, I want to see what's their wound characteristic?
2 each.
If I get a 3 up, they get a fight last.
Oh, good to know. All right, 3 up.
3 up.
Yeah, their fights last.
Okay.
My poor Plague Bearers.
That changes things because now she can fight and force them to fight next.
We can't fight twice.
No, but that means I can forego the fights first.
I think you have to fight with fights first. That's the champion there. We're going to fight with the champion first.
3s and 4s.
3s to hit. Oh!
Those are mortals.
Yep, those are quite a bit of mortals. And then does this wound?
4 up. Yes.
Oh, very good. So it's -1 rend. They currently still have Bestow Favor on them, giving them a 5-up save. So let's see if this matters. It didn't. So that's a total of 6 damage on the unit. 3, 4, 5, 6. They have a ward save of 5-up because they're Plague Bearers. And that's enough to kill 2 of them off. We'll leave, I guess, the champion, who is currently still Bestowed Favor. So that's your fights first. I don't have any fights first, so you get to pick someone else to go if you want to go.
He's fight last. I gotta try to do the Avatar because he's dead this turn.
You want to go for the all attacks in the Demon Prince?
Yep.
I will all out defense him to try to save the life. 3s to hit, 1 miss, and 3s to wound. Oh, very good. End of 2 means a 4-up save with defense active. Ooh, didn't really help me out too much. How much damage each?
3.
3, I thought so. 6 damage. He will live, and he wards 1. Suffers 5. He has 2 remaining wounds. 2 left there. We'll go with the Demon Prince, see if we can't take you out. Our Demon Prince has 6 attacks of his own. 3s to hit, crits to mortal. Oof. Oof, how about 2 hits? It's a good thing I got those Vanguard in here. 2 wounds. Fancy rolls, but no effect. Rend 1.
So 4-up.
4-up. And that is, no damage. Very good job. Your Iron Scale can go pile in, and it doesn't have to pile in, but can pile in. Get on this side to force some things to happen elsewhere, and she has quite a bit of attacks into this Plague Bearer, this lone Plague Bearer.
Why are you? Oh well, doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can pile in where I just did it for you. You can pile in
that's fine. I don't. I literally do not care.
Yeah.
6 attacks, looking for 6s.
There's 6. You still have hits on the other 2, but
Force.
So 1 save, which I will fail, and I assume those are 2 damage each.
Yep.
So that's 4 damage on this poor Plague Bearer, who's got to make 3 ward saves. No! He makes 3, he fails 3 of them, and the Plague Bearer is removed. That means we're down to the Varangard, who will pile in towards this Avatar. I'm just going to cheat and put that guy there instead. 3 attacks per Varangard, 3s to hit. I was supposed to all out attack here. Well, whatever, I'll still do it. I was going to do it. They all hit. And they all, well, they don't all hit. 3 fails overall, and then these are 6 wounding hits at rend 2, 3 damage each because we charged. 6 5-ups. It's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 damage, which you can just roll this 3 times for ward saves, or take 1 out. So far, we take 4 damage.
3 left.
3 left, and dead.
Yep.
There we go. We have destroyed him. And that is kind of it for fighting there. You don't have any more fights to do yourself, right?
No.
Now, these guys do get to fight twice this turn. They did declare a charge this turn, so that means when they go to fight, they could pile in. And they're going to pile in to these guys. Now, they're not going to be within half an inch, but you only care about that during the charge. And then, can you double check if this guy's within 6 of them? I don't think he is. I think only 2 of my Varangard are attacking. He is outside of 6. Yep, so not striking. It's good to know. Just want to make sure. So you'll pile in 3, and he'll be outside of 3 to declare attacks. So these 2 Varangard will fight. Of the 2 Varangard, they have 6 attacks. That is 4 mortal damage. And 2 saves at rend 2. That'll go right through. So that's going to be 12 damage so far. And then the steeds. Huh. You know, I can't remember if companion weapons get the all-out attack bonus or not. I don't think they do, nor do I care if they do. You have 12 saves that are wards. There's only 12 wounds left in the unit, so as long as you make 1, your unit's still alive. Oh, wow. Derrick actually rolled 12 fails on ward saves, and the Varangard double fight absolutely cleaves through both the Avatar of Khaine as well as the screen of Warlocks in the way. And that will end Derrick's turn, allowing both the Varangard and the Demon Prince a clear shot to the heart of Derrick's army here. We'll see how that goes. We lost the Dark Master, and we lost a majority of our rules for his army of renown, but there's always a plan the Dark Master has, and apparently this is one of them. There was no battle tactic you were going for that turn, so you're going to get 1 point for 1 objective, 1 point for 2 objectives, but you still have that one, but not more than me, because I'm also on 3. That's a 2-point turn for the Daughters of Khaine as we go to my turn 2. Oof. On to my turn 2, I have no command points. I used them all up defensively. You still have all 4 of yours to use defensively. And I am the underdog, so when you go pick an objective to go for, which I assume is going to be that one back there, I roll this die, And on a 5-up, which I didn't roll, you'd have to pick another location. But that one's good to go for you. I am going to go for Slay the Entourage, because Marathi brought the Bloodstalkers and Sisters with her, because I'm pretty sure the Iron Scale brought the Kinneret. Then for my hero phase, I have no one to bestow. Can I bestow a favor without Bellicor? All right, I have no more battle traits. They all require Bellicor or Eternus, which is like the named Vanguard model guy. So don't have to worry about my army rolls anymore, I guess. My hero phase is pretty light. I don't have anything to really cast. Would you like to cast something with Marathi?
Let me check.
We're going to draw on the Place of Power on a 2+. You're A-okay, and that'll give you +1 to casting for this turn. And we're going to do Mirror Dance, which swaps the positions of the big and the little. On, ooh.
It's a 7.
So you get +2, -1. You only get +1 to cast here, so you do fail.
Oh, I failed.
A very situational spell, but very critical when it works out. Just swapping their positions really would change up my plan of attack here, I think. And would really shore up your middle real nicely, but I got lucky you failed to cast. And we're going to rally the Champions unit of Sisters here.
Yeah.
So you do have, it's just 6 dice base, right?
Yeah,
so,
and I have the enhancement for her, which is the Order, which gives me another 3.
Oh, very good. So rolling 9 dice, and every pair of 4-ups we bring back one of the ladies.
Yeah.
And bam! I see 1, 2, come back. I definitely want to focus on taking down these pieces in the middle and hit the side over there. It's going to be hard to get everything I want, though. So I think what we're going to have is we're going to have these 2 units commit to the middle, the Vanguard who already fought twice and the Demon Prince. And then we're going to have these Vanguard sweep up and around the Place of Power to threaten them. These Plague Bearers are going to come in on this side. We're probably going to leave the Bloodletters back here. And then the last thing I have to figure out is what to do with my Fiends. Now, these guys can be kind of annoying, these Chaos Furies, but it's hard to tie down a big fly piece with them. So I'll have to think of a different plan. I might just try and keep them like near the objectives because there's Life Taker units I have to worry about in the game still. Plague Bearers move out. We actually rolled a run on our Bloodletters. They get to go an extra 5. I want them to be able to move up in that way, unless the Shadow Queen comes for them, that's fine. Yep. Vanguard moving up towards the Manifestations and the Bloodstalkers. And then our Demon Prince went to go on the objective to claim it for Chaos. Because I don't really think I need to commit him to combat too much here. And then these Vanguard just moved up just to charge over here. I might try some like charge fight over there, pile in over there, fight twice kind of shenanigans, just to try and get as much damage out of them as I can. And then these Furies are the last thing to consider. I kind of want just to spread them out to deny Kinneret coming from the back over here, but it's going to be tough. But I'll do that anyway. They're gonna run. They're not really doing much else than that, I guess. For now, it's about the best I could do, ish. That's it. We're gonna end our movement. If you want to do any redeploys,
I do.
what are you thinking?
I'm either redeploying these or these. I think I want to save my bow snakes. They're heavy hitting compared to those, so...
If you redeploy them, they can't cover fire because it counts as running, technically.
Oh.
These ones here it is then.
Or maybe not. Maybe I'll double charge. You know what? I'm not going to redeploy.
Gotcha. Then we'll go right to my shooting phase, which we're done. Would you like to cover fire?
Yeah, cover fire. I have to do 31 shots into them.
Bam! And 4 is to hit. Now, it's only your shooting phase. You get the crits on 5s if you don't move. But the crits on 6s are still relevant. So these all wound. And 4's hit. 5 wounds so far, plus... well, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 wounds, it looks like. Sorry, that was 12 wounds that Ren won. Here are my saves. I pass about half, which is what you'd expect. And then I don't think I have a ward save, but I'm going to roll and double check. There are no ward save. They're 5 wounds each, so 1 is slain and there's a wound on the unit. We're going to lose this guy, because he's in an awkward position anyways, and I somehow broke him. Oh, I see where I broke him. And the unit suffers a wound. Okay, and then we go to charging. Let's start charging with those Vanguard. They do get +1 to the roll because they're near the Marshal. They roll an 8. They will engage over there. And then we are going to see what these Vanguard up here can do. They also get +1. They go 10. Yeah, that's probably fine. Yeah, we're going to charge in just like that, staying 3 away from the spooky serpent. And I think in the interest of victory points, we're going to keep our Demon Prince friend where he is to just catch a breather and maybe rally a little bit. We'll see what he can accomplish. And then these plague bearers are going to declare a charge. They're going to go 8 inches. That is where they're going to end up. And I assume you would like to countercharge. You only have 2 command points left. What are you thinking?
Let's countercharge.
With the Shadow Queen?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, all right, let's see what you get. You probably need like an 8 or something.
8 or 9, yeah.
No. Oh, that's a 12 probably.
It's a 10.
That's a 10. Oh, okay. No matter how much I try and shut her down, here she comes. What are you going for? 10 is pretty scary. Yeah, that's what I get. So I knew I was getting a little danger close over there with them, but I guess it is what it is. I'm going to go for my objective all the same, and hopefully the Shadow Queen doesn't mess them up too much. Well, that certainly makes things dramatic. I hate it when things are dramatic. I find with Sigmar, I get stressed out when I'm playing because it feels like the game is so formulaic. And like you can kind of see the writing on the wall, and then I remember, oh yeah, this is why Sigmar is a good game, because it's very unpredictable. And I always compare it to 40K in a lot of ways, where 40K is a very very predictable game. Sigmar, in all of its strengths, is thankfully not. And now I don't know what to do. We have to see if these Plague Bears gains fight last. 3 up they fight last, or 2 up they fight last? Probably a 3 up.
3 up they fight last.
All right, so they do not have to fight last. I don't have any fights first things to declare, but I am going to use their fights twice ability, which is their Relentless Killer's ability, because they're fighting a unit. They're engaged with the Shadow Queen, which I don't love right now. These Varangard kind of have to go first, mostly because the Shadow Queen can really muck them up, and I got to kill this unit. I'm going to put 1 attacking the Shadow Queen, and I'm going to put 2 attacking the Blood Sisters. But I didn't plan on fighting the Shadow Queen at all this game, but now that I am fighting her, I'll try and stick some damage on her.
No command points.
No command points or anything, so here's the Varangard attacking the Shadow Queen. We have 2 hits, that's crit to mortal, and that is a wound at -2. And 6. Yep. Oh, very good. And let me get the mount out of the way. 4s. Nope. So you have 3 wounds from the crit to mortal on the Shadow Queen. And 6s?
6s.
Ah, that's the cap, right? You can't take any more than 3 this phase? Okay, so at least we did what we need to do. We have 9 remaining wounds on the Shadow Queen, and then the remaining attacks into the Blood Sisters. Blood Sisters on trees, very good. Blood Sisters on 3s, and these are all Ren 2, so we'll go right through. That's 6 damage so far, and then the mount. 4s and 3s. Ooh, it's Ren 1. All right, 1 more damage in the pool. That's a total of 7 damage. Ward, you gotta make 2. You make 1. All 6 are slain. That will give me my battle tactic and help me out a little bit here. And that's they get to fight again later, but it's a little inconsequential. Can't do any more damage to the Shadow Queen. They could just help with the Iron Scale, I guess. We were gonna fight with the Blade Wind against my Varangard. They have 4 wounds left before 1 goes down. What's its fight phase ability there?
If this meant charged, it's in charge.
Oh, it's the charge thing, gotcha.
So 3s and 3s.
3s to hit.
And crit 2 hits.
Oh, good. Blade Wind, that makes sense. Lots of swords. So every 6 is 2 hits, and just everything hits but 1.
Wounding on 3s.
Good start. That was 4 wounds, -1. Bloop. Ah, 2 go through. 2 go through, I'll take that and apply that. Let's go with the Plague Bearers, I guess. Trying to go for this Iron Scale. We're gonna pile in. We're not gonna attack Marathi or the Shadow Queen at all, but I do want to get into combat with her. Drag her in case she's like stuck fighting these guys for some god-awful reason.
11?
There's 11, well, there's 10 of them plus the champion has 1 more attack. 4s, we have crit to mortal. 1 mortal and only 4 hits. Okay, 4 wounds. I gotta check if they have rend or not. I don't think they do.
Saves?
Regular saves.
So 5s?
Ooh, good. Great roll. Only 2 damage on her, which she can mitigate on a 6.
Yep.
I was trying to take her out. She has 1 wound left or 2 wounds left?
2 wounds left.
So that's it. She's got 2 wounds left. I'll have to deal with her. If the Varangard are alive, they could still pile in and potentially fight her.
Yeah.
Do you want to go with your Blood Stalkers or the Iron Scale?
How about the...
Or the Shadow Queen. Shadow Queen works too.
See, here's the thing. If she takes that out, that's safe, so we don't have to worry about that. And I don't think you can take out 20 wounds with those.
No, they could do quite a bit of damage, but not 20 wounds worth on the blood stalkers in the back there.
Yeah.
Shadow Queen. Does she want to attack Plague Bearers or Varangard?
Varangard. Everything's in the Varangard.
Yeah, that's fair.
And on...
Venom Tail first.
Yep, 3s and 3s.
Very good. Hit.
Yep, wound on 3s.
Wound. What's the rend?
2.
Well, we fail.
6 damage flat.
So far in the pool. Heartrender next.
Crit mortals.
Oh, very good. 3s to hit.
Yep.
Oof.
All hits. 3s to wound.
And 3s. Oh, okay. 5. 5 ups. These are 3 damage each.
Yep.
And we make 3 of them, but these are 3 damage each.
Yep.
So that's another 6.
So 12, yep.
12 so far. We have 2 wounds left on the unit.
Serpents.
Or sorry, 3 wounds. Crown of Serpents.
Yeah, and then I got to do the Fury of the Shadow Queen.
Gotcha.
Well. Okay.
Oh. Fury of the Shadow Queen would be resolved first, but it wouldn't change anything. Let's go ahead and roll that up.
Yep.
I take 3 mortal wounds. That does D3 mortal wounds on a roll of 3 up on the D3. Or 2 up on the D3. And if that kills any models, other things nearby get extra wounds or extra attacks. But that's not the case here. So you wound one down to 3. It has 2 wounds left. The whole unit has 12 wounds left. The tail does 6 damage. And then Heartrender does 6 damage. So she's just on a very good counter charge. She kills 3 Varangard.
Because she'll just go around and wipe.
That ain't good for me. That's real bad. Things are falling apart very quickly. I was pretty confident too earlier. Until that counter charge, that 10-inch counter charge, never count the Shadow Queen out.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and just fight with those 2 Varangard. The 6 attacks between the 2 Varangard, they're 3s and 3s. So that's 3 damage for 3 mortal wounds. And then, 6, 9, 12, 15 damage in the pool so far, because I assume you don't have any 4-up save on them.
I do not.
And then the horses on 4s and 2 at Ren 1. 2 6-ups.
Nope.
All right, so that's a total of 17 ward saves. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
6s. You make 2. That's 15 damage. It's a big hit on them. Boom. And a wound on the unit. That's my pick done. And then the Iron Scale can go.
Yeah.
Into the Plague Bearers. 6 attacks.
3s and 4s.
Very good. And wounding on 4s, 2 of them. What's the rend on that?
1.
That goes through. They only have a 6-up save, and that's 2 damage each.
Yep.
And Plague Bearer ward save.
Nice.
I lose a Plague Bearer and a wound on the unit. Doesn't really matter who. You and the unit. I think that is it for the turn. You killed my unit that gets to fight again, but they were able to do some damage on the way in. And we finished our battle tactic. So overall, not so bad on the end of my second turn. Lots of action, by the way, for only 2 battle rounds. We've already almost tabled each other. So we are sitting at 1 objective, 2 objectives, 3 objectives, 4, which is more. So that's going to be, but I don't have the primary. So that'd be 4 points for all of the objectives, plus 4 for the battle tactic. But I remained the underdog because Derrick took initiative from me. As we go to the third turn, I am up by 8 points. It's 12 to 4. Not so bad. And I remained the underdog because Derrick took initiative earlier, took priority from me, but we have to roll off still. And let's see what you get. You win ties. Ooh, a 1. A 5. That means I get to pick. I'm engaged with those Varangard right now. The Demon Prince is free to act. And I won't be able to get a battle tactic. And it will make you the underdog. Let me think on this. I think I'd rather just keep things the way they are. I'd rather stay the underdog. And I'd rather lots of things. Yeah, I'd rather everything the way it is right now. I got a great point lead. I just got to keep riding with it, trying to tie up the Shadow Queen and Marathi as much as I can while hitting your army as hard as I can. For as much as you crushed me, I've also crushed you.
Yeah.
So I'm not in a losing position, but we're at that point in the game where it's just all technical stuff and all the big exciting things I think are done. What is the battle tactic of choice? Now that you can actually take one.
Take their land is my...
All right, that's an easy enough one to go for on turn 3 here. And then would you like to draw on the place of power with Marathi Khaine?
Yes, I would.
There. On a 2-up. Yeah. Yes. Yep. Bonuses to cast. Very good. We're going to try to rally the Bloodstalkers back here.
Yep.
Just a normal 6, I assume?
Yep.
And then the first success, That's perfect. So you heal one and bring one back.
Perfect.
You got 4 of them, not bad. And then you got to figure out the spells you want to cast with Morathi Khaine here.
Doomfire into your Vanguard.
Doomfire. All right, you get a bonus of 2 to cast with her currently.
Technically, I need a 5. Let me get rid of that.
Yep.
Ready?
5 to cast. Oh, a miscast. That's really bad. No more spell casting with Morathi for the turn. That is one of the worst outcomes you could have got. D3 mortal wounds on her as well. Mortal damage. Yeah, it's 1. And you have a ward save of 6 up. Yeah. No damage. Okay. But no more spell casting with a level 3 wizard. All right. I'm sorry, Derrick. That sucks.
Sad.
I understand being sad. That is not what you needed right now in a level 3 wizard.
No.
And yet again, I eat my own words when I said there's nothing too interesting left, just going by the motions. Yet again, Sigmar surprises me. I gotta remember that Sigmar's got a lot of flair to it. Okay, because it actually has cool things like miscasting and all that stuff in it. Well, as much as it sucks, it is a great mechanic to have in the game still, for reasons. Anyways, I am going to rally on my Demon Prince because I think that's it for your hero phase. I'll go down to 4 command points of my 5. Heal! Heal 4. He's thirsty. He's coming. He goes from 8 down to 4 suffered. Movement phase. Your snake is just going to position just to be outside of 3 of the Vanguard.
Yeah.
Morathi Khaine
Goes up.
coming on in.
Canary drops down here to try to kill your Demon Prince.
Need it to be 9 away. We're going to figure out where they need to be. We have some Kinare who throw spears. Are there life takers? Because there's life Oh, what are the other ones? The ones with 2 blades are heart renders? Or
Yeah,
these are
Heart Renders. These are I have 2 units of Life Takers.
These are life takers, bro. So life taker squad back there. And then for the battle tactic, which was take their stuff.
Take their land.
Take their land. This obstacle is in my territory, so they're going to boom right there.
Yep.
And did you want to move? You want to keep them still so they get to crit on 5s?
Yeah.
And that means we're not going to retreat Morathi or the Shadow Queen or the, I don't even know, well, it doesn't really matter. I am not going to redeploy anything because I think I'm happy where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, these are Heart Renders. Heart Renders throw javelins. Life Takers are the sickle guys, the melee ones. All right, anyway, sorry, I digress. Where do you want to start shooting?
We'll start with the Shadow Queen. She can shoot into combat. She has a 1.
the petrifying gaze?
Yeah.
Gaze of the Shadow Queen?
Yeah. So, hits on a 2. Yep.
It is -1 to hit because they're Plague Bears. What'd you roll? I didn't quite
5.
see. There, you're good to go. All right.
Okay. Wound on a 2.
A super high rend, I assume.
3.
How much damage?
D6.
Roll it up. You know what? I'll give you a pity reroll because that's, I know. Reroll. A 4 instead. There you go. I always get pity rerolls when my opponent gets cocked-eyed. Not me, though. And people hate it when I do that, but hey, that's the kind of wargaming I like to play. I lose 2 Plague Bearers. Blah, blah. Those ones are going to go down.
Yeah.
And I failed all 4 of those and the wound stays on the unit. Yep. And then the Stalkers are going to fire. There's 4 of them are going to fire into the Demon Prince, and they're what, 2 attacks each?
3 attacks each.
Oh, they're 3 shots. Oh, that's right. They're a bunch of shots. 13 shots on 4 threes.
3s.
And 6s, 5s actually wound. Not bad. Pretty much all wound and like a hit. Very, very good. So we have 6 wounds, 7 wounds. I didn't expect 4 models to wound me that much, so I didn't want a defense here. Oh my god. No! This game is so back and forth. I take 4 damage. All that stuff I healed, we're back to... I absolutely should have defended him because I forgot they're going to fire at him next. Is that who's going up now?
Yep.
They're going to throw javelins at him?
11, yep.
They throw 2 shots each?
2 shots each, plus the champion.
And I'm too stubborn to hold a defense now. I'm just going to let them die. Then we got 4 hits there. I got lucky on the hit rolls. And
oh, wait, let me check something.
2 of them auto wound. And these are 3s? Or 4s?
4s.
Ooh, 3 wounds. What's the AP?
1.
All right, well, and they're 1 damage each or 2?
Yeah, 1 damage each.
And 4s. We take a damage. And we take no damage. We get to move D6. 6. Very good. Ooh, they can all get on the objective.
Yeah.
Now, I do warn you, he can countercharge for 2 command points.
Yes, I know.
All right, there, on the objective there. Do you have any more shooting?
I do not.
I don't have any shooting myself, so we can go right to your charge phase.
Snake's going to charge.
Snake!
Can't maybe Morathi.
Don't roll a double 1.
Okay.
Good job. Gets to right there, and then Morathi Khaine would like to charge.
Yep.
That actually does fail. Do you want to re-roll it?
No, I don't care enough.
I didn't think so. I will spend. Oh, unless you. I don't know if they can charge if they do that D6 move.
Let's not.
I think you can actually charge with them. However, I am going to countercharge because it's probably better off that you. I want to charge you, and you probably want me to burn the command point. So I'll go down to 2. Yeah, he does make it with a 7. He gets +1, and yeah, he'll just commit to that over there. Fight phase abilities. You have the Wrath of the Shadow Queen on a you roll a D3 for these guys.
I will. Ready?
You're ready. It does. 2.
Yep.
And ward. Yes, but it does kill a model. So I believe that gives. Double check the range of it. It gives all the Scathborn, all the weird Melusai stuff, an extra attack. I think. It'll just be the Iron Scale there, an extra attack. I have the combat phase ability on the Demon Prince. He's the immortal champion of chaos. On a 4-up, he has fights first. Hey, fights first. Which means I gotta resolve him first, yeah. The Demon Prince will use all-out attack. And you want to answer with an all-out defense?
Yes, I do.
So I hit on 2s with my Hellforged weapon. I think these are crit to mortal. Those are crit mortal. That's 6 mortal wounds. And then these wound on 3s. Oh. So these are only Ren 1, and you have a 5-up save base.
Yep.
So back to a 5-up. 3 5-up saves.
Let's see.
Good luck. Oh, that's an additional 6 damage. So 12 ward saves. It made him a much better fighter in this iteration. Holy crap. And
Holy crap.
ooh, you actually make 9. You have 1 wound. There's 1 model left with a wound on it. Not bad. Still kicking. That's my fights first. You get to pick someone to fight with. I assume you want to do Shadow Queen into Plague Bearers to save the Iron Scale.
Yes, I do.
Tail stabbing.
This is 3rd round.
Yes.
2 hits on plus. I get +1 hits now, I believe.
Yes. So it's turn 3. You get +1 to hit with all of your Daughters of Khaine stuff.
Yep. So hitting on 2s.
Good start.
So 2s. 1, 2.
That's
Yes.
a hit. And does it wound?
On a 3. No.
Ooh, excellent. And then we have Heart Piercer.
Heart render.
2s to hit. And 6s are crit to mortal.
Yes.
Very good. 1 miss and 1 crit to mortal.
Wounding on 3s.
It needs to go right through my armor. 15 damage. We have the Crown of Snakes to resolve. I guess I'll roll this up first on the ward save to save us rolling the Crown of Serpents, which is like a weird 5s pass. I have 6 models left in the unit. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 dead. Where's my musician? 1, 2, 3, 4. And the unit takes a wound. Very good. And let's see if the Crown of Serpents can do 3 more damage. 2d6 attacks. It's hard to predict.
Yeah.
Ooh, 8 attacks could do it. 3's to hit because of +1. 4's to wound with 5 hits. Ooh, 3 of them. 6 up. Ooh, make an armor. And ward? Neither. So we're going to lose this random guy. We have a wound left on our musician. I don't expect his 1 attack to do anything to the Iron Scale. So we're going to have the Varangard attack the snake. Into the snake. All hit but 1. 3's to wound. I assume the snake doesn't have much of an armor save.
4-up save.
Oh, 5 6-up armor saves on the snake manifestation then. And 6s. So far, that's 10 damage. And let me get the horses, the mounts out of the way. Ooh, there we go. They actually hit. And 3 at Ren 1. Ooh, that passes all but 1. So we had 11 ward saves. Need 2 6 to live. 0. We kill the snake with the Varangard. Iron Scale is going to try and finish off the Plague Bearer.
Yeah.
Hitting on 2s. Oh, she has an extra attack because of the Wrath of the Scathborn. Yep.
Yep.
And 4's to wound.
Force to wound.
Goes right through the Plague Bearer's armor, and we ward 2 of them and die. Plague Bearers have been banished. No, I'd resolve Blade Wind.
Yeah.
Well, if I was smart, I would have piled under the Blade Wind when I fought, and then attacked this guy, and then been able to threaten them later. But I messed up. That's okay. That's okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep. What do you got?
Hitting on 3s. I don't think manifestations hits with the +1.
Oh, probably not. Definitely not.
Yeah.
And lots of 2 hits, though. So that's 6 hits and 6s, plus 2 more hits, so a total of 8 hits. 3's to wound. Well, that's something. That's -2. 6 at -1, 4s. We take 2 damage. That kills a guy. We're left with 1 remaining Varangard. We have this 1 Kinare fighting a Demon Prince with 2 wounds left. I can't believe I didn't get the whole squad. Very close, though. It's the champ. Couple
2s. 1.
And?
Force.
No.
Nope.
All right, and that is it for combats, and I think that's it for your turn. That was your turn.
That was my...
You get your battle tactic for 4 points, and... Sorry, I was supposed to pick an objective you were supposed to go for. It was going to be this one, because there's nothing that could really get to it. You didn't get... It didn't really matter which one I picked, I guess, because you didn't get any of them.
Yeah.
But you have 1 point for 1 objective, 1 point for 2 objectives, and then 4 points for the battle tactic.
Let's see what you got.
Yeah, so we got 6 points for you there. I'm up by 2 points as we go to my turn 3. To go with the Chaos 1, Offering of Carnage. Destroy 2 enemy units this turn. I'm going to hopefully kill the Iron Scale on that. That's going to risk a counter charge from the Shadow Queen, but whatever. I'm here for things. And then which objective do you want me to try and go for?
This one. This one's hard.
So on a 5-up, it changes. I'm the underdog. Nope, it's still that one. And I don't really have anything to do in the hero phase. So we can go right to your hero phase stuff. We want to rally the Iron Scale. You have 1 command point left.
Yeah.
And you're missing 4 wounds, and you're going to heal. Boom. This one rallies better, right?
Yeah.
Back up to full. Furies are going to move. Already measured where they're going to go. End up 3 over there, and then they're just going to fly up to here to stay coherent. Just going to go up here to make my life easier. Let's charge from up there, and then we'll go hang out over here with them. And then from our Heart Furies, we move 5 of the Bloodletters. I really was hoping to get an easy kill in the Iron Scale, but now it's back to full health. Has a Shadow Queen nearby. I don't really think I can engage one without engaging the other, honestly, so you not being able to countercharge honestly doesn't matter too much. And then we're going to keep our Demon Prince where he is, because if he retreats, he'll probably die. Same with the Vanguard. Well, the Vanguard can't retreat and charge, so we are happy as can be there. You're not going to redeploy anything. I am going to go to shooting, which I'll pass. Would you like to cover fire anywhere?
Yep. I have to cover fire is only to him, right?
Depends on who you do it with. If you cover fire with that, it'll be there. Those 2 target him. Oh, that's just shoots. Can't shoot that one. You can't do that one. So this one cover fires into them. These 2 cover fire into the Vanguard. It looks like whichever one you want to do.
Let's see. Maybe I can wound down the Vanguard enough. Once the Vanguard's done, that frees up my entire center.
Yes. 13 shots.
Looking for 6s.
We got 2 wounds, and they hit on 4s still.
Yeah, hit wounds and 4s.
4s. So a total of 3 wounds. Well, the Vanguard ain't gonna go down, and we'll take a damage. Really a lot different than killing one completely with the same amount of models. Charging. Yes, I do have a couple charges. Let's go with Bloodletters declaring. We'll do our Furies first. I wish I did Bloodletters first. You know what? On second thought, it just doesn't make... I think I'm going to throw technically by them charging in. So I will declare them as a charge, but I'm not going to move them. They're just going to stay here. I realize that the order of fighting isn't going to work out that well. So we're going to go ahead with the Bloodletters declaring a charge. A 6. A 6. I do have a command point to a reroll if I need it. They need a 7. Reroll. That is a scuffed battle tactic. Oh my gosh, stupid double guessing myself. That's funny. That's it. So I fail my charges. You won't be counter charging. So then we can go right to fighting, where I will go with the Vanguard first, I suppose. Piled in 3, we're going to attack the Blood Stalkers. But we have to do, 8 damage to them to kill them to get my battle tactic. Like Vanguard, you're going to have to roll like a god. 3 6s. Well, they all hit. And 2 of them wound. That'll be 4 damage because you don't have a save. Not enough to kill you, though. And then the mount, 1 at -1. 6s! 1 more damage. Total of 5 ward saves. I guess even killing a couple I'll be happy with.
6s!
Yeah. I killed 2 and then wound on the unit. For that, I have to see if the Demon Prince fights first. It does not. Okay, that's how I would have picked it anyways.
Yeah.
And then you get to go wherever you like.
You already fought.
Yep.
Might as well just fight with the Canary to get some wounds in.
Yeah, you're safe to do that.
So
attacks on the champ. If you kill the Demon Prince here, that is very big.
Yeah. So let's see what we got. Hitting on 2s?
Yes, +1 to hit.
Yep.
And not +1 to wound yet, so 4s.
4s.
Oh, there's 2. No rend on those. Dramatic effect. Oh, we're gonna live. Ooh. We take a damage. We're at 9 wounds suffered. Very close. We got 10 wounds on the big guy. And then I'll attack, and we'll just take her out. Boom. Very good, very good. The Blade Wind gets to go here. And let's see what the manifestation can do.
3s.
6s are good. 5s too. Not 5. 5 hits, yeah.
If 5 hits, 3s. Oops.
3 of them. 4s. Oh, he takes them all. He's got 1 wound left. And we got 1 wound cooking. We've already fought there. Already fought over here. That is it, I guess. Huh. So a little recap here on my misplay earlier. I said I was going to charge with the bloodletters first. I absolutely should have, knowing that they were going to, hypothetically, in a world, they keep their 9 and they fail their double charge. I would have been able to see that they failed. And then I'm like, okay, at least I could charge over here, maybe get lucky and take them out. But because of my weird hesitation and the order I did it in, I should have waited to do their charge first. So I do fail my battle tactic, but I do have a majority of the objective control for a total of 4 points there. I don't get the primary one. It's just 1 for 1, 1 for 2, and 2 for more. And that is going to bring us to the 4th battle round of this game. We have just scraps remaining. I'm still the underdog because you took priority earlier, and you're at 4 command points, and I'm up by 6 points overall. Bring us to a priority roll. I don't really know why we're rolling it, because I don't think I want to take it anyways. Let me think here. If I do take it, let me ponder on this. Pondering on this, if I was smart and moved them more in a direction towards your objective, assuming they'd fail their charge, I could have doubled them over there if I got a double turn here. I think I'm still going to take it just to keep putting pressure on your midfield, especially with the Demon Prince. I can't do a battle tactic, and I give the underdog bonus over to Derrick here, but I think I can just cause enough damage that you only really have a couple pieces to play with, I hope. The underdog swaps over to Derrick. I'm only at 4 command points, and I can't take a battle tactic. See if you can draw power.
Yep.
Yes. And I'm not going to do anything in the hero phase because I don't really think I have anything to do in the hero phase. Oh, actually, I'm going to rally, but we can do that afterwards because you're just going to try and do Doomfire on this guy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do Doomfire on that guy.
Yep.
Let's see what you got. Yeah, it's off.
You got it. So roll the damage up. He's only missing 1, so I guess he's dead, actually.
Yep.
Yep. Boom. Doomfire will finish off that Vanguard, which is not bad because I was going to rally this guy anyways. Let me roll the rally up on our Demon Prince friend. He is missing 9 wounds, and we heal 3. So let's go ahead and pull these off. He's missing 4 wounds now. You're going to rally your bow snakes.
Yep.
The first one heals a wound, and every 2 after that. So the first one heals, and you get a model back. My plan of attack is move with the Demon Prince, charge with the Demon Prince, hopefully gets fights first. Charge in here to try and tie this up, kill an Iron Scale. And then, I don't know what to do with them, really. Feeling that awkward. I might honestly rather just fight first with them and just have these guys just spread out to these, just maybe hunker down on this objective or 2. I don't know. I'd rather just do these fights over there. So I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to go to the movement phase. Demon Prince will land there. These guys are going to just fly a little bit more over to this side. Stab you little Furies. That's the priority objective back there. I forgot to point that out. I'm no longer the underdog, so that's where it's going to go. We're going to run our bloodletters. I hate not fighting with bloodletters, but Shadow Queen's 2s and 2s right now and can easily countercharge and defend the Iron Scale, so it's honestly not worth committing to. So we're going to move them back this way so that they can add the double there later and just kind of hunker down on this. Just backing it up. Well, would you like to redeploy anything? Any of your stuff or no? You're not going to redeploy, but you will covering fire with the bow snakes. They should have 10 attacks. There's 3 of them.
There's 3.
And 4s to hit. 6 is hurt. That is 3 hurts and 3 hits. And wounding on 4s. Yep. 5 in total, -1. He could die here. Oh, he'll take 2 potential. He wards neither.
A lot.
He's been bouncing back and forth so much with his wounds. That's covering fire. I'm going to go to charging, so we'll do the Demon Prince first. A 6? Does 6... Where does 6 get on the side of the Blademan closest to you?
Here.
We'll end up going... Can you move... Actually, I'll do... so we will land right about here.
Okay.
Let's move that out of the way. We'll just slam him.
Oh, you want to be away from Arathi.
For now. I'm going to pile in a little bit and probably engage her anyways, but I want to attack the Blood Stalkers just to get them dead. And the Fury.
Double 1. Nope. Yeah.
Close, though. We're halfway to a double 1. 5 will make it in. We're just going to go over here. They're not, like, they're also like a weird unit like these guys. They're definitely more of a skirmishing unit.
Yeah.
We'll see whose skirmishing unit's better at beating up who, though.
If they have more time.
They do have a lot of attacks, that's for sure.
Do they have wounds?
Just one.
And I have 2, so oh my god.
It kind of comes out in the wash. That's pretty much it for my charging. I assume you don't want to countercharge with any of that stuff.
No.
So we'll go right to my fight phase. The Immortal Champion, the Demon Prince, gains no fights first. God dang it. That means I don't have to gamble on the Blade Wind not killing my Demon Prince with 2 wounds left. And I think I have to go over here first, because even losing one of these models, they're 3 attacks each, and I don't want to risk it. We're not going to. They have a fight phase ability where they can like disappear and not fight, but I'm going to commit to the fight. We are going to all-out attack as well. And you're not going to all-out defense?
No. Let's give.
These are 3s hit with the Furies as they descend upon the Keen Array. Did my all-out attack matter? Yeah, for 1 attack. And 4s with a Rend. Oh, we only do 4 at -1. 6 up saves that are rerollable effectively because of a ward. Make 1. And I'm only killing 1 of them so far.
Yeah, you're killing 1 and 1.
1 and some. Boom, boom.
The Demon Prince. Yeah.
Over here, I will all-out defense the Demon Prince against the Blade Wind. You can pilot and around the Demon Prince to deny me from doing too much shenanigans here, I think. I don't know if it'll help, but it might. It might help. We'll see later if it does. And 3s to hit. 6s are damn good, though. Well, no 6s. Whatever you hit with is whatever you hit with. I only have 2 wounds left, so 6 hits is scary. 4s?
3s.
3s, yep. Ooh. I do have a defense active, so 3 up. I only have 2 wounds. I fail 3 of them. I'm dead. You got him. That's probably game. Yep, he's down. And the Demon Prince is humbled by the manifestation, and that is game. We don't have to play anymore because at the end of my turn, well, they'll scrap over there a little bit. I don't get my battle tactic. I do get 4 points for objectives here, which will put me at 20 points to your 10.
Yeah.
But you have battle tactics available, and you have 2 easy ones.
Yeah.
And then you can just stand around on objectives and get points back. So even with the 2 battle tactics, you're going to get 4. I'm only going to be left with a Bloodletter unit, maybe. We'll play it out. I hate playing out the scraps at the end. We'll play it out quickly. Quickly doing this combat, you do slay 1 of them. I got lucky, you only got 1 wounding hit. That will end my turn where I get the 4 points, and we quickly jump into turn 4 for Derrick. So the battle tactic is going to be seize the center, which should be easy enough. I'm going to pick for this to be the objective you go for, because the other problem is you can take my priority objectives easily enough. Yeah. And on a 5-up, I have to pick a different one. But that's the one that'll give you an extra couple points. Melusai Iron Scale just simply moves onto this objective to flip it over for you. We move the Shadow Queen towards the Bloodletters. Morathi Kane moves to be within 3 of the center, which is right here. And then we add the double the Stalkers to get there. With they move, 8 base?
Yeah.
So they move 14 to get there. Yeah. The Blade Wind can move somewhere, but it doesn't really need to. So it can just chill there. Yeah. That'll be for movement. I'm going to redeploy these guys just to try and save them. 6 could help. Be a 9-inch charge to make it in. Actually, no, it's an 8-inch charge because I went at an angle. What am I talking about? I actually measured it earlier. It's an 8-inch charge. I just said 9 instinctively. So that is pretty much it for me. I got 1 command point left. These ones are going to retreat. They're going to suffer D3 mortal damage as they retreat. 3 more wounds, but they have a 6-up ward. Nope. You do lose 2 of them, but it's inconsequential. You don't care about these 2. No. Because I can't really do much. Actually, let me move them fully. Yeah, they'll go the full 12. Just to go tag this objective, Iron Scales on this objective. That'll give you 4 objectives to my 2. Yeah. And then the Shadow, and then we have some shooting. Just the Shadow Queen, I think.
I only want to do the Shadow Queen.
2 Bloodletters die to the gaze of the Shadow Queen. We'll lose, coherency. I don't really care about coherency right now. I'd rather the charge be harder. I don't make it a 9-inch charge. There's no other shooting, really. Yeah. So let's see what you get. I think you get +1 of your charges.
Yeah,
so you need an 8.
I need an 8.
And you have a command point. Oh, perfect. Oh, jeez.
Just take her right there. I take that as well.
Oh, no, we're stuck on something. And we're just going to go ahead and do this in the fight phase. We know that's going to happen. Then now we can see it's very clearly game. So you'll get 2 points for the priority objective, and then 1 for 1, 1 for 2, 2 for more for 6. And what was your battle tactic?
Seize the center.
Seize the center, which we got 10 points on this turn. Perfect score on that turn. We'll bring you 20 to my 20. We're tied. And we have 1 turn left to play, but I don't have enough pieces I can get like a point or 2 if I'm lucky, and you can get another 10 point, no problem. Yeah. So that way we can. That's why I didn't really want to show it up. But I guess it's important to show off for like newer players. Like when there's a big swing like that at the end of the game, and you just lose an important piece, it's quite over. A big piece, I mean, the Demon Prince, who would have been like, again, if he lived, I could have messed with this stuff. I think killing them, he would have been able to do, and then he would have died to the Shadow Queen, but not the Shadow Queen, but Morathi Khaine, but he really needed that 4-up strike first to really get there. Yeah. And then fight there, then maybe the Furies fight them off. They retreat and do what they did over here, but then the Furies can go and take their land back, and then hopefully the Shadow Queen doesn't make that super long charge, but the Shadow Queen was huge. She... Honestly,
you locked her down.
I didn't. I stopped her for 1 turn, and you took 2 turns, risking that she would get locked down again, and you were able to move again, and then get that clutch counter charge in, and you just didn't care about the effect on her. It was a big deal, yeah. And I just couldn't stop her. She just didn't care about the Bellacor's Dark Master ability, which usually you can rely on pretty well with him, but that's why it's important it's roll, not automatic. And then kind of a misplay on my part, not committing the Bloodletter charge at least first, to seeing that they would fail, and then knowing that I could have committed these guys a turn earlier, which would have helped fight these guys a bit earlier. But that's not as big of a misplay. I think that's just more of a circumstantial one. But yeah, all in all, like super back and forth game all the way until turn 4. Very glad to play it. The only regret I have is we did miss a rule on the Iron Scale earlier.
Yeah.
Like when the Iron Scale fights, it makes the other Melusai unit fight immediately at +1 attack, which we didn't consider. Would have dropped Be'lakor turn earlier, almost guaranteed. Which means because when he eventually went down to their shooting with the 31 shots, those 31 shots could have gone to Varangard.
Yeah.
And then in the end, it didn't matter. You got the win. Yeah. So, but it's I always get bothered by forgetting things. I just like to point them out. But in the end, honestly, it didn't matter.
Good.
It just means it would have been a less close game, which is, I guess, is a good thing we forgot it, I suppose.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know Be'lakor is an important piece of the army, and I threw away a lot of my synergy when I put him in the middle. I honestly didn't think Derrick would be able to get off all 4 of the abilities turn 1. You had to pass a spell, which is at -1 to cast, be a +2 to cast, and I could unbind it, and you just rolled like a 12 or something. I'm like, okay, well, I can't stop that. And then you had to roll well on your redeploy. You got a 3, and then you had to roll well on your charge. Yeah. So you had to have 4 things happen on the first turn for you to stop my battle tactic and put Be'lakor in a suspicious position right away, and I didn't expect. I suggested you could do it. I even had Honor Bodyguard to mitigate some of the damage, and we forgot we forgot that rule a little bit later on. It didn't matter as much, but I didn't think Be'lakor was at any risk of going down there with the Plaguebearer Bodyguard. I was trying to do the math in my head, and you had all those circumstances line up. You couldn't ask for better circumstances.
No,
and I thought that okay, well, puts Be'lakor under pressure, but he'll eventually get right through the Blood Sisters, and then he just went down. I always forget how much damage the Daughters of Khaine can actually put on the table.
Yeah.
So in reality, in hindsight, I guess, if I was to redo my play there, I would not have put, knowing that you're going to make every single one of those abilities, I would have just kept Be'lakor back here. I would have done a different battle tactic, and I would have just kept the Plague Bearers out front, and then had Be'lakor just do Dark Shadow Master nonsense and play a little bit more passively in the game. But I wanted to be aggressive because of the Bloodstalkers, and that bit me in the butt. Because if Be'lakor stayed alive, all the demon units that die, he brings half them back every turn nearby him. So he's very important. And then he can, he's got a bestow ability where you have to give the Varangard a ward save in this list, or demons a better save, and it's kind of like a whatever ability. It's just something they have. But it's more bringing the demons back, and the demons can act as a bodyguard for Be'lakor is the main focus of the detachment there. But I like the list. I would definitely try it again. Be'lakor is, I don't know if that's like the main way to run Be'lakor, but it makes them super durable. It gives them a 4-up ward on bodyguard units that you can bring back. That's crazy.
It took a lot to grind through. A lot.
It eventually got there, but that's Daughters of Khaine, one of the heavier hitting armies in the game too. So we can show how durable he is. But that is it for today's battle report, everyone. Thank you, Derrick, for coming by, making the trip, and playing some Age of Sigmar. Without our guests, we don't get as much Age of Sigmar content. So consider, signing up to be a challenger. Go to MiniWarGaming.com/challenge, and you be like Derrick. Be cool like Derrick. Play some more games with us here. We're in Welland, Ontario, which is just 25 minutes away from Niagara Falls, if you're familiar with where that is. We're in Southern Ontario, so it's convenient for anyone in Northern New York or anything like that. If you want to cross the border, come play some Sigmar with us here at MiniWarGaming. I'd love to meet new people, and I'd love to play more Sigmar, because I honestly don't get to play enough of it. And every game I play, I'm always pleasantly reminded of how zany it can be. And that's my favorite thing about it, right? It is a wholly unpredictable game. And that's exactly what a war game should be, I think.
Yeah.
I look forward to more, Derrick.
I'll be back.
Happy wargaming, everybody!